Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Irvin, and this is going to be some anime news slash anime thoughts, and really it's more on manga more than anything, but I decided to make this video because I got some news through my phone. I got some updated news through a company, but also I've had people on Twitter send me some information. I believe it was one of you guys that watch this channel pretty much a lot. Let me get the right name here so I don't mess up his name. Quilter Boy. Thank you so much for sending me the article as well. I had already read most of it, but you sent it, so I'm shouting you out. Anyways, if you want to send me more news, you guys can send me to some news through my DM on Twitter because I do like to talk about news sometimes, and this one's a pretty big one. And if you're watching this because of the title, then you know why it is pretty big. But the piracy of manga, it is coming to an end, and it has been coming to an end for a while. I've talked about the piracy of manga, and by piracy I mean people that buy the Japanese version, upload the images, and then translate themselves. It's called fan translations, and that's quote unquote seen as piracy in the eyes of the creators because the creator himself is not receiving the revenue, is the person who translates it. So, anyways, that kind of has been coming to an end. The more and more it is more difficult to upload certain mangas online. I've had some conversations with people, like for example, The Promised Neverland. Where can you read it? Where are you reading it? Why can you read it so fast? One, I buy the volumes. You can see there on my shelf. I have all the Promised Neverland volumes that have been released, but the ones that are not released, like Volume 12, I am reading it through Shonen Jump, and that is a company that releases the translations of manga, and it charges people, and that money that it charges people, it goes to the creators of the manga. So I do pay for a monthly subscription because I do think it's fair enough. Now I do also use a app who is quote unquote using privacy or pirate manga, and that's called Manga Rock. So I've been open about that lately and just telling people that yes, I do use it. Am I proud about it? Not exactly, but Manga Rock has now been changing their logos and changing the way they view things. It is so similar to how when Crunchyroll used to be a pirate anime website, and they completely changed their way of thinking and of just saying let's do the right thing and get copyrights and become an actual company that releases anime and won't have to fear of being shut down one day because people want to, not have it so public to everyone. So that was kind of like the start of Crunchyroll when it became so popular. A lot of companies have gone that way, and this is one, and it's for manga. And it's actually kind of cool in a way, but also that means manga is going to be less accessible, which means the piracy of manga is going to be dying. Now, is it completely going to stop? Probably not, but it is dying. It is coming to a point where these companies that are releasing the piracy manga are coming to amends and saying, we know we've done wrong. So I'm gonna go to those website so you guys can see it. It is Manga Rock. You guys can find it on mrcomics.com, which is their new logo. MR standing for Manga Rock and then comics. So you guys can see it right there. Anyways, I won't go through every single little thing, even though I can. It probably would take a long time, but I won't because I do want to make this video as short as possible. But Manga Rock has always had kind of like the characters, or not always, but they kind of added the characters, and they're very popular if you have the app. But anyways, through these little cartoons, they explain their story of how they became a company from just three people translating manga into English up to now. So they just kind of explain of how they learned making apps and how they basically experimented with other types of apps as well, and how they've always known that even though it's not the right thing to do, people want it. People will use the app because they want to read the latest chapter of a series, which is understandable. And there's some series that are not even translated by companies. Yen Press maybe won't get it. And other companies like that might not end up getting these series that we're missing out from Japan. So a lot, that was basically their thinking, and just them going through trial and error and figuring out the right way to do it, to where they can pirate manga and people will be happy. So that's basically what they've done, and they've come to a refocus on just manga and embracing that people want to read manga as fast as possible. So overall, this is one of the illustrations they put. Piracy rips off creators' hard work without compensation. It really does. The money that they're making from their ads, the money that they make from their premium app, it goes straight to them, not the creator. So, and you would say, well, the creators get a lot of money already. Why do they want more? It's just fair enough. It's like if you were to create a video and people would take your video and make hundreds of dollars, and then you make $100 only, and they're making a lot of money out of your video because they just reposted it. It's kind of the same thing. So they knew that overall, even though they had justifications of why they were doing it, they knew it was wrong. So they were basically damaging the industry, and that's basically what they're trying to illustrate here through their pictures. It really just fed this mindset, and they put it there in good words, that comics should be free, that everything should be free, and that we're entitled to get everything free. We shouldn't have to pay for it. And that's just entitlement. I mean, it is. And I myself have used this company. I myself, series that I'm right now reviewing, I've used this company. So I know for a fact that most of you guys, if you read manga online, are probably finding it through a pirate website. And that's basically what they're saying. They know why people want it, but there's these negatives to it that we just ignored for so long. So they finally realized piracy is never the way forward if we truly love and believe in comics. So in a way, they always use the word comics. They do mean manga by this, by the way, but the reason they use the word comics, you'll see why. And this is the redemption plan they have. Again, I'll just scroll a little bit through it and hit the main points about it. But essentially, their idea is to give back to the creators. Make sure the creators know that they're going to receive money out of their translations, and that, they're going to keep them happy. And we're going to be happy in some way. And again, it doesn't mean that there won't be free stuff. When Crunchyroll released their website, a lot of people left Crunchyroll for that reason. But Crunchyroll is still free. You can still watch anime through Crunchyroll for free. You don't have to pay a dime. The only thing is that you have to go through ads. And that's just the downfall to that. So, because they have to make the money somehow. So if you're not going to pay for a premium subscription, then they'll make their money through the ads, and through the ads, they will get money so they can pay their workers, but also their creators. So anyways, their idea is to redeem their platform and basically give back to the creators. And I think that is very, very good of them. It should be highly commended by them that they're talking about this. I talked about it before. People just kind of blow me off about it because, that's just the way that we do it. So they point out a few points of how they're going to achieve their vision of them stop being a pirate site, but a site that provides manga and comics to people without ripping anyone off. And basically is... this is the beginning, really raising the awareness that we've really damaged our way of thinking of how manga should be received. Now, obviously, people have still bought volumes and people still buy series. That's not really targeting those people. It's targeting the people that don't want to pay a dime, not even to buy one volume. So it's talking about that, that negativity around that. So it talks about stuff like that and just how we can help the creators itself. The second one is reaching out. They're going to reach out to more publishers and more creators. and really just to understand what where their train of thought is at this point, but also form that relationship with them. And you know, sometimes even get the middle person out of the way. You know, there's companies like Yen Press that it's between people like them who want to release online manga, and then there's Yen Press in the middle because they're the American distributors. Well, they're going to reach out to the creators. They're not going to reach out to these companies that already have the copyrights. This is something that I noticed, and I never talked about it, but they're featuring indie artists. I actually have read some of these. In fact, some of these I reviewed back in my channel because some of these indie artists actually either reached out to me or I reached out to them, and I reviewed their mangas. And some of them are just American manga creators. So, anyways, they're smaller creators. They're not well known. Some of the stuff is pretty good. I'll be honest. Some of the stuff not so well. But a lot of these are coming out. One of the ones that is more popular is The Rising of the Shield Hero. It wasn't precisely a quote-unquote traditional manga. It was considered kind of an indie type of manga. And yeah, it's now an anime, and you know, it's well known. Anyways, the next thing they're gonna do is sign official content deals, publishers, and they've done it already. They've done that already. This is some of the ones that they've done. Shingi Animation, Ton Comics, and then the closing deals. They're still waiting for a closing deal. Are all these now? I do want to say a few things on this because I guess, want to bring up the big elephant in the room is, are they going to be translating known manga? Because, you know, Shonen Jump has the copyrights to like One Piece and Dragon Ball and Naruto and Tokyo Ghoul, some of the bigger names that, you know, you don't have to be a otaku to know those names because you probably have seen a little bit of them. Are they going to get companies like this? They don't know yet. It's not mentioned yet. They obviously put "and many more," which means that they're working on getting more companies. But if you notice, a lot of these companies are not that well known. Is that a bad thing? Not so much. There is a lot of manga out there nowadays, and sometimes we're just fed what the bigger companies want us to be fed. And sometimes we need companies like Manga Rock, who is trying hard and receiving small deals like these companies and stuff that we might actually enjoy eventually. So, anyways, they're obviously not reaching out to the bigger companies right now, but they will. I hope so. They're gonna have better ways to monetize stuff. I won't talk that much about that, but basically, ads is probably gonna be the best way to do it. Yeah, so convert free scan readers to payers of official content. So if you are currently a free scan reader, that's their goal. It's to make you a payer of the official content. Is that a bad thing? No, it's not. Again, you should pay for content that you think is good. And I think they're working their best to get a good content out there. They're working their best to give the creators the money they deserve. Now you say, well, I don't want to do that. Either you're in high school or you're in college or whatever. You just can't afford maybe the $2 a month that they're asking for, or $5 a month. I don't know the cost. They haven't released the cost yet. But anyways, let's say you don't want to do that. The thing is, if no one pays these content creators, then the content creators are going to stop releasing content, and then we're not going to have manga. So it's, in a way, someone has to pay. And we just can't say, well, someone else will pay it, because eventually that someone else won't be there. And we have to become those people that, especially if you have the money, if you have the $5 or $2, to give the money to them so they can continue creating the content that we want. That's why so many bigger companies that don't understand anime, like Netflix, are buying contracts with anime, because they know that we want it, and they know that the other companies won't buy it because we want to watch it for free, and that's just doesn't work out that way. So, anyways, they kind of put that everything is just not right now. It says regardless of how well intent we are, the way we're doing it is wrong for creators in the industry. So they know that even though they have the right intentions, even though they do want to provide this service to the community that we want to read the latest chapter, that we want to be able to read series that probably bigger companies are just not buying their copyrights to. They, even though they know that's what we want, it's still not the right thing to do. So they do want to renew their plan. So they want to remove all pirate content from Manga Rock by the end of this year. And they want to rebrand it to MR Comics, which will basically be the same thing, but they're just changing their name, rebranding it. In this plan, the creators and publishers will benefit from having millions of existing readers when we launch the Plus titles. At the same time, those readers will have access to a lot of official and affordable content instead of resorting to all the other pirated sites. So they're going to make it possible where it doesn't seem like it's an overkill. So hopefully that is true. We will see. So what now? What happens? It is official though. It is very official. I received the message today. Manga Rock is being taken down. The timeline is the first week of September, which was this week. They're removing the app from the store. It is being removed. It is still currently at the store. When I checked my phone just a minutes ago, it is still currently aired in the store, but they're removing it completely eventually, I guess. They will shut it down. The second week of September, they're going to shut down the actual website, Manga Rock. So if you read on your computer, they're shutting that website as well. And that, you know, they're going to basically not make it available. It's going to redirect you to this page. Obviously, they are trying to tell you guys and educate us the best way possible. And obviously, they are very, very humble in that way, I guess you could say. But in all, I think it's fair from where they're coming at. They are trying to become a truthful company, a company that helps the industry, not destroy it. There's a lot of pirated websites out there. I know that for a fact, but they are hurting the industry. Right now, some of the manga subscriptions you can get is through Crunchyroll. If you have a subscription through Crunchyroll, you have the manga subscription. If you go through, I don't know, through Shonen Jump maybe. I know Yen Press and Viz Media have some manga you can read online as well for free. I don't know if they charge for the rest, but I know they have some for free. So anyways, there is more industries out there that are giving us more manga, and a lot of them are just, are just a few. And I understand that. You guys want an extensive library. That's understandable. But sometimes you just get what you get. And that's going to be what we have to get and pay for, because we have to help the industry grow and not be destroyed. So anyways, I hope you guys are not insulted by this video. If you have not done so already and you want to hear more news or just otaku related videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you want to help another creator here in the community, then you can become a Patreon as well, and become one of those Patreons that get some awesome perks through tiers. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you like hearing otaku news, because I like releasing them, but I know some people are not the biggest in hearing news about. They just want to hear about reviews, which is fine. Anyways, thank you guys so much for your love and support. If you have not done so, again, subscribe, and like always, don't be strangers. I hope to see your comments and start this conversation with you guys. See you guys.